And what God says to Mormons regarding fixing homosexuals led to a suicide epidemic on the campus of Mormon-owned Brigham Young University.
I was getting ready for work one day and I got a telephone call, and it was someone that identified themselves as a detective with BYU security. And
they said, your name is on a list of 12 people that has been turned in for being a homosexual. And they sent me to a man on campus. At one point they had me there for more than 12 hours and they gave me syrup of ipecac, which is a charcoal drink that is given to people who have overdosed and it causes them to throw up. And so about the time I was throwing up, that's when I started hearing the name calling, well, you're just a fucking cocksucker. I was horrified. There was a chair and an empty room and me.
And that time they made me take my clothes off. The last appointment that I went to was the worst. They put electrodes on me, on my wrists, and on a strap on my chest, and on my genitals. I was given a button that I was told to push if I saw something that I felt was sinful and wrong, or if I liked it. At this point, it was only naked men. I was told if I didn't push the button strongly enough that they would push it for me. And I don't recall how long that went on, but I was told to get dressed and leave.
A good friend, he's gone, he's passed away now, allowed them to do it all. They attached the electrodes to his testicles and gave him a button, and he didn't push it hard enough, and they shocked him over and over and over. It absolutely, totally made him sexually dysfunctional. It completely destroyed him. Of the list of 12, 2 of them killed themselves that day. 2 of them disappeared. Almost everybody on that list tried to commit suicide. I overdosed on pills, and the bishop was at the emergency room with me when I came around, and he said he was very angry with me, and he said, if you would have been successful, you would have been the 30th suicide this semester.
But Bruce survived, becoming a nurse at a mental hospital near BYU, where he says he met young, gay Mormon men condemned.
I chose a few of them to do my case studies on. And I found that the only thing that they had in common is that they were all charged with homosexual crimes. Crime against nature. There were some of them that the doctors convinced the families, and the families convinced the young men to have frontal lobotomies. The frontal portion of your brain is where your emotions, your attractions are considered to be. The most common is to go with a long needle through the eye socket. Sometimes they will go through the temporal area. As I understand it, it would just be damaging part of the brain. I've always been surprised that others have not told their story. But I know why they don't. Recounting sometimes is as painful or more so than going through it. So,
Bruce R. McConkie, a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, made a statement several years ago to the youth of the church that it would be better to be dead than to be homosexual. The state of Utah today has one of the highest suicide rates in the world. It's higher than any other state, higher than most countries. A disproportionately large number of these suicides are young gay Latter-day Saints who simply felt there was so much pressure on them that they felt that taking their own life was the best alternative.